Linguistic prejudice is something that people in America who do not speak the standard form of English have experienced for years now. The biases against the way someone speaks leaves a detrimental effect on their lives. This is especially true with dialects in the U.S. that are not as accepted as others. One form of English that has been highly criticized and looked down upon is African American Vernacular English, also known as AAVE. Now, it is shown in history that the earliest forms of AAVE emerged from African slaves coming in contact with indentured servants and learning their dialect in order to communicate with the servants and each other. Eventually, this dialect evolved into the form of AAVE we know today. AAVE is now used by the Black community in America. However, speaking in AAVE was considered ghetto and inappropriate. Anyone who did not speak AAVE thought it to be an uneducated version of English. If a student spoke this way in school, they would be told to fix the way they speak, or they would be reprimanded. The biases that Americans had of AAVE were prominent, and this had a great effect on the Black community. They would be denied jobs and housing, which are essential to live in today's society. Any form of retail could be denied to them, even if it's over the phone, simply because of this linguistic prejudice. It is bad enough that racism harmed the Black community for centuries. However, even after segregation and after laws were passed that grant everyone freedom of speech, they were discriminated against, all because of the way they talk. It is important to know that AAVE is not just a language trend, but something that ties the Black community together. As we now recognize the history and weight that AAVE carries, and as a dialect of English, it should not be pushed to the side. Removing the stigma that the way most AAVE speakers talk is not professional or formal is what needs to be done. Making sure that more people understand the truth about AAVE throughout the world by sharing the information to friends and family, spreading awareness. One way that can make people more open to this dialect being a normal version of English can be through fighting for the integration of AAVE in schools throughout America. It is crucial that it be taught to children as early as 1st and 2nd grade. This would give children who were raised speaking in AAVE a better chance at learning how to read and write. Although the key to this way of education is by educating the teachers first. Instructors and educators must be informed about AAVE in order to grasp the concept of it better. By giving them the chance to know about it, they can further help their students reach their full educational potential. For example, educators at Lucy Laney Elementary School have encountered the importance of having AAVE in their classrooms. They are on board with the idea that teachers should have prior knowledge of this dialect so that they can reach those students that feel lost and have difficulty learning the standard English taught in schools. By bringing up words that would be pronounced differently in AAVE during their reading sessions, learning is not as difficult for them. It's even engaging. Once the education system begins to require the incorporation of AAVE in classrooms in this way, we will find that every child will advance in their education tremendously. There will be no students with an advantage that others do not have. Instead, the classroom will become one, and all students will be equal.